My name is Ziwei Chen. I am from the marketing team at Alibaba.com. And in this session, which is the very last session for our morning sessions, I would love to take a more practical lens to talk about the AI suite that we have been building at Alibaba.com. As you can imagine, artificial intelligence has been and remains a strategic priority for us at Alibaba Group. A few months ago, our CEO, Eddie Wu, announced our 3-year, 380 billion yuan AI investment across the entire Alibaba Group. So what that means for us at Alibaba.com is that we have been aggressively exploring new opportunities and experimenting rapidly. Every month, at this point, probably every single week, there's some sort of new releases, new updates, or new tests, to a point where we have heard feedback from our community that it's getting difficult to catch up. There's always some new news, right? So that exactly led to the creation of this session, where we want to give you an official and comprehensive overview of what's available today, what might be available tomorrow, and when you should use what. The last clarification before I get into details is that this session is for those of you who are coming to Alibaba.com to source, meaning you are coming here to buy and then either use it for your business or selling it to your clients or your consumers. If you are a supplier or a manufacturer who is looking into selling on Alibaba.com, then there will be a lot more tools that I'm not going to cover today, but you can learn more from our representatives. So let's get into it. I would love to start by introducing a framework which I call the dual power of AI. What do I mean by that? We believe that there are two distinct values of AI tools that can bring you into your sourcing journey. The first one is what I will call do it for me. So this means that the premise is you already have a pretty good idea about what you are looking for. Either it could be the end result, or it can be the process, the tasks. So basically, you know what you want in the end, and you know what you need to do. And now what you want is you want to automate this process. So you don't have to do the same work as much and spend as much time and energy. So that's the first bucket. However, that's not always the case for us, right? We don't always know exactly what we're looking for. So earlier in the journey, if you're still considering, you're still exploring, you're still contemplating on what to do, then this is where AI can come in to teach me more. And this here, what I mean is that you probably know that you don't know what you don't know, right? So you are looking for opportunities for guidance on tell me what I have missed, uncover new insights, so that next time when you make the next decision, you can be more informed. And some AI tools can do one or the other, while other AI tools can do both. So let's use this framework and start with the first one, do it for me. Again, the context is that you know exactly what you're looking for, and we can further break this down into, are you looking for a specific product or a specific manufacturer? I know that these two things are heavily intertwined, right? But then you can use either one of them. But then your mindset might be a little different depending on which one you start, which I will talk about a little bit more. So let's start with specific products. So if your goal is to say, I have a clear idea about a certain product that I want to search and source and purchase, what can you do on Alibaba.com? Here are a few ways that you can search for it. First, you can search in your own natural language, empowered by our deep search functionality. Second, you can search using images, using our image search. And right now, what we are doing the beta testing on is for you to be able to search multimodal, meaning you can search for both images and text, and for voice as well. So what we are trying to create here is an AI-powered search experience that is truly versatile. And that's for two purposes. The first is simplification, meaning you can search in any formats that makes the best sense for you, depending on where you get the information. But the other one is accessibility, meaning you don't have to become the expert in every single category in order to find the right thing. So that's what we want to achieve here. And next, I want to do a little exercise to talk about what's the difference among them and when you should use what. So let's start with the regular search. For example, searching for a glass jar. So these are great when you are only looking for standard products ready to ship, without too much variations or no customization. So that's enough, right? Using just keywords and filters. Once we launch deep search, we have learned a few key opportunities that it really scales to support and empower our users. For example, you have multiple attributes that can no longer fit into 3 or 5 words. That's really awesome for deep search. Or you might have net new criteria that does not exist yet in the filter or even in the product listing. So we can understand that for you. Or you might have requirements that are nuanced or subjective. Think about easy to use. Think about lightweight, right? It doesn't really have a black and white system. We can process that ambiguity for you. And very last one, you have some needs that you're flexible. It doesn't have to be everything, but you just want to know what's out there, what's available. So these are all great scenarios and use cases for you to use deep search as opposed to the regular search. So here's an example. As you can see, the query for deep search is a lot longer. It carries a lot more information and details. All right, moving on. Ever since we launched image search, we have also learned about a few new use cases that is really unique and really powerful using images. For example, you have a visual reference, maybe from a photo when you're looking at a store, or a screenshot, right? It's a lot more easier for you just to use that image as opposed to translating them into paragraphs of text. Second, maybe you have some items that you don't even know what's the correct name, right? So instead of you having to figure it out, just upload a photo. Lastly, maybe you have multiple objects in the same scenario that you want to look for at the same time. So now, just one photo with all of them all together, as opposed to writing 3 or 5 different paragraphs. So here's an example. This is a customized necklace that shows a location. You can see there is a street, there's a highlight, and there is some coordinates. So that's already a mouthful that I have to say it out loud to find it. However, if you just take a photo of this, upload it on Alibaba.com, it will find you the exact match right away. So these are really great use cases to use image search as opposed to the deep search. However, what we learned is that sometimes just by having text, even if they're comprehensive, or having images might not be enough. So we have developed multimodal search with a few powerful use cases in mind. For example, you have some visual references. However, you want to make some creative adjustment, such as changing colors, changing textures, etc. So you can use image plus text. Or maybe you have the same visual ideas, but you want to pair it up with some of those non-visual capabilities. Think about materials. Think about functionalities. You cannot carry over via image, right? So a text would be great to combine with that. Very last one, maybe you have some visual cues, but you want to apply those visual designs on a different product category. Those are great for multimodal search. So here's an example. Let's say you found this really cool stool with some designs. However, you want to look for a carpet with the similar design, but in different colors. So those are use cases that we want to empower through multimodal search. And very last one, if you're on the go, in a rush, you don't have the time to write anything or take a photo, then we can empower you with voice search. So I hope this framework can be helpful for you to understand the different ways to search for products on Alibaba.com and when you should use what to best support your need. Just to wrap up this section, a quick step-by-step overview of how to access that. So the first thing, on the first page for Alibaba.com, you can see the access to product search. So this is where you can put all of your needs through all of the inputs that we have just talked about. And then the product is going to get to work by doing 3 things. First, it's going to understand what exactly you're looking for. Second, it's going to use reasoning to figure out a search strategy. How do we find the right products for you? And lastly, it's going to match by looking for what is the best matching products based on what you're looking for. So from that process, which just takes a few seconds, what you're going to get is a highly polished short list of relevant qualified products that you can then shortlist. So no more thousands of pages to look through, but just the top matches for you. And then you can further shortlist that by looking at match details. So meaning out of all of the requirements that you have listed or identified by the AI tools, how many of them does this one check the box? So hopefully this is helpful for you to understand where to go when you're looking for products and how the AI tools can empower you in that process. All right, so I'm gonna move on to looking for manufacturers. So this is situations where you are looking for highly customized products, you are creating a net new one that you're looking for OEMs or ODMs, or you have specific requirements on the experience, on the qualifications or certificates of those manufacturers. So how do you do that on Alibaba.com? Similarly, there are a few different ways for you to search that we want to empower. First thing first, you can search using natural language, and that is empowered by our AI manufacturer search. And what we are doing testing right now is multimodal search and file search. So again, all of these are based on our insights on what do you typically have your sources for your needs that we can empower you to put into Alibaba.com. So just to wrap this up with a quick step-by-step, it's very similar to the first product search with some variations. You're gonna find the manufacturer tab in the middle when you go on the homepage. And again, you can input your needs in all those different formats and inputs that we just talked about. And then our tool is going to do a little bit more of an advanced reasoning here. So first, it's going to search for the qualified manufacturers. And then it's going to help you prioritize them based on a few additional insights, including the B2B business insights. Based on this category, based on this research, based on the region, what we recommend you to consider. We can also utilize real-time data at Alibaba.com to inform what's the best match. It will also process all of these factors that you have put in to figure out what's the best package that we can empower you on. So after that, again, you're going to get a highly polished short list of manufacturers that best meet your need. And for this car, there's a lot more information that you can learn about, such as the high-level insights, the customization options, and also images of the products that they are capable of creating, and also images of the factory. And then finally, you can figure out how to decide your last one by looking at match details of how many boxes this one checked, and also any additional highlight that can help you make a decision. Right, so that's about searching for manufacturers. So far, we have talked about a lot of these tools that can really support you in this process, either already launched or currently in testing. But all of them follows one assumption, which is you know what you need, right? You know exactly what products or manufacturer you're looking for. But what if you're not there yet, right? What if you're earlier in the journey and you are seeking a tool that can help you, teach you along the way to help you gain that clarity? And that's the reason why we developed Axio and Alibaba.com AI mode. The hope is that both these tools can empower you way starting from the beginning, starting from just a vague idea, from unclarity, or things that you have questions on. And then once we take you through to get to that level of clarity, you can continue to let Axio do it for you in the same tool. And that really represents our strategic expansion or goal of going from just optimizing the search experience to the end-to-end intelligent platform. So I want to talk about Axio a little bit more. So Axio is our AI native business agent. We launched Axio about last year in November, and we started by focusing primarily on the search and sourcing experience. Then within the last year, we have done a ton of iterations and optimizations of the product to expand across the entire business lifecycle. So you might be asking, what do you mean by the business lifecycle? So I'll explain that a little bit more. So at Axio, we believe that our high level, we want to answer two questions. The first is what to sell, and the second is who can make this. So for this part, for who can make this, it's very similar to what we just talked about, that I know what I want, help me find it. So all of these things are very similar. But let's take a look at here. How can we help you in the process when you are deciding what to sell to drive business for to drive growth for your business? So here's some example use cases that we have seen from our users within the past year. So let's say you are super early on in your journey, that you're still in the strategic planning phase of your business in general. So what we have seen our users using Axio for includes projects such as industry and market insights, looking for analysis of consumers and the trends, and also getting research on your competitors and bestsellers. So these are all things that you can do on Axio to help you inform your business strategy. Maybe you've already done that. Maybe you already know that. Maybe you're already in the phase of developing your product, which is a very common big stage a lot of our users are at. And then they use Axio for things such as ideating on your product, creating mock-ups for your concept. And those concepts can be both the product and the packaging. And also recommendations on product engineering and production, utilizing the database of knowledge that we have to help you bring your ideas to life. Also, maybe you've already done that. You already launched your first product, and you're already thinking about how can I improve it to maintain your differentiating factors. So in this case, a lot of our users are using Axio to look for feature enhancement. What are the new features I can incorporate to continue to differentiate from the market? And also, what are the design variations? Maybe I have something that's already popular. How can I create new versions of it to continue to bring it to the market? And the very last one, maybe I want to keep the same product, but how do I reduce cost? Either by looking for alternative suppliers, or looking for different materials, or even looking for different production methodologies to bring that cost down so you can improve your profit margin. And maybe you've done all of that, and now you're already thinking way ahead of business expansion. So we have also seen our users using Axio for looking for complementary product ideas, looking for new lines and new categories that you can expand to that makes the most sense for what you're already selling. Or even for the same product, what are the new shopper avatars, new regions, new markets that you can expand into? So I hope this holistic view can give you a sense of all the things you can do on Axio. You can start with step 0 all the way to step 4. We can do any of that based on what your specific needs are. So I'm going to wrap this up by talking about an end-to-end, step-by-step workflow about what does that experience look like on Axio and on AI mode. So first thing first, you're going to access it either by going to Axio.com as of today, and once AI mode is launched in a few weeks, you'll get to see it on the Alibaba.com homepage. So you're going to input your needs right here, using the variety of input formats that we just talked about. And then compared to the earlier searches, Axio and AI mode has a lot more robust reasoning capabilities to best engage with you. So what that means is you are going to get some clarification questions. So we're going to make sure the tools really understand what you are looking for and gives you a chance to provide additional context, additional preferences, anything else important that can help the tool give you the answers that best fit your need. And then with all of that information, it's going to process it and turn that into a plan. And you will get a chance to review it and make any edits, such as adding additional items or removing items to make sure that before the agent gets to start to work, you are aligned on what that process should look like. So once you get there, you click on Start Now, and then the agent is going to get to work. In about a few minutes, what you're going to get is a comprehensive report that will have all the information, such as the research, the ideas, the visual generations, the recommendations, and all of the information within that one single report. And you will have a chance to look at all the references, all the links, all the detailed data through our analysis tab. So from here, some of our users are already happy. You can bring that report, share it with your internal team. Or you can do a few follow-up items. For example, you can follow up with new questions. Very often, these questions come from the new information that you just learned from that report. So you just open your eyes on new things you should explore or consider. Or you can follow up by making comparisons. So based on my ideas, what are the best options of manufacturers that can really bring those ideas to life? You're going to get a very detailed table comparing all the information about the products and the manufacturers. And then on top of that, you can layer on any additional advanced analysis, such as calculating the landed cost to help you make the final decision on who you should work with to bring your ideas to life. And at the end, once you have figured out all this information, you will have the ability to select multiple suppliers and options in bulk, and then communicate with them directly in the platform. So that's the end-to-end workflow that you can expect from Axio. Many of those are already live now. Some of them will be launched later. That I hope is helpful for you to understand what you can do, what you can achieve, and what that experience will look like when you're on Axio. All right, so I have talked a lot of formal information. So now what I would love to do is invite one of our very dear friend, Marcus Mokros, on stage for him to talk about his experience using the various tools on Alibaba.com.
Thank you, Zibei. Is this on? Yeah, okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Marcus Mokros, and I'm a Alibaba.com brand ambassador. So I'm here to try it out with you. I'm in selling online since school, and I run the largest e-commerce community in Germany. So let's see what AI can do for us. And no matter where you find your product ideas, in real life or online. Like here, that's an Amazon product, and I found it on Amazon because I've got a new neck pillow from IKEA, and I thought, how does this niche look on Amazon? And this one is like very unique. You see, like this pillow looks like a flower or something. Like it's hard to describe, and I guess that's why it's so popular. And actually, it does over €500,000 revenue just in Amazon Germany. So let's find out if that's a product for us. And we want to start this with AI image search, because it's so hard to describe, and we can skip the first part of coming with a search term and clicking on image search. We can just upload an image from our computer. Maybe we saved it from an online store, and look, in less than 1 second we find like the exact niche on Alibaba.com. But that's not all. Look at that. AI image search splits your image in different parts, and you can select the most relevant part of the image. And now our results get even more relevant. That's what I love. And look, the first one, that's the manufacturer image, and the seller in Germany is using the same images from his manufacturer and does over $500,000 in revenue. How awesome is that? And look, the other results. We get even manufacturers that are like 18 years on Alibaba, verified, super revenues. So that's why I like image search. But let's go to the next AI tool. That's AI deep search. Maybe we have a product idea that's our own, and we have some additional requirements. And that's, I think, the biggest game changer to the past, because we had to concentrate on just a few relevant keywords to find relevant search results. Now it's different. The longer our search is, the more relevant is our search. So we start again with our prompt, because we are talking with AI. And that prompt, it's very long. Ergonomic memory foam neck pillow with cooling gel and raised neck support for side sleepers. That's like super relevant. And yeah, we do deep search, and let's see what the Alibaba AI tool comes up with. First step is that deep search is understanding our prompt, and it's slicing our prompt in all different pieces. And the prompt will understand what our requirements are. And here are our search results. All memory foam pillows for neck sleepers. You can see all products. You can see Shed Now, and look under Shed Now. That's so interesting. Matches, 5 of 6 requirements, 6 of 6 requirements. You can see the product that is most relevant for your prompt with one view. That's really a game changer. You can click through the single photos and see more details of the product. And that's what deep search can do for us right now. But we've got more, because maybe you don't want to look for a product, maybe you want to look for a manufacturer, and you have got specific requirements for your manufacturer, like MOQ, like delivery terms. So we click on manufacturer, and we have AI by default. And again, like my prompt is longer than the window to type in. Factory producing, breathable cooling, medical, economic, sleeping, orthopedic, memory foam, neck pillow, OEM packaging, and removable color. That's super long. I think on Google, no chance that we find anything. But now AI is already splitting the whole prompt into my requirements. We see neck pillow, breathable, cooling. It understands what I'm looking for. And now it's looking for the right manufacturers who can meet my demand. And here's our search result page. And we've got a lot of information here, like who's the manufacturer? What of customization option is he offering? What products is he offering? We can see sample products. We can even click through his image gallery and see his production line, his showroom, and all on one page. And of course, chat now. Because we don't want to contact the one good supplier, we want to contact 10 supplier, 20 supplier, 50 supplier, and get the best deal for us. So that's why the new Alibaba.com AI tools are doing such a difference. And these are already 3 big game changers. But the next one is the one that gets me the most exciting, because up to now we had a clear vision in mind what we are looking for. And now it's opposite. I don't know at all what I'm looking for, but I want to get taught by Axio. So I'm coming again with my prompt. I'm selling an ergonomic neck pillow with a cooling effect in the bedding niche because that's what we know. And my question is, which innovative products in this niche would fit my brand, because we want to grow, point out who is my customer as well as action steps to grow my brand, because that's a part I don't know. Let's see what Axio can do for us. And again, it will come up with a plan to do the research. And once you do it, you start on the activities page. I know we all want to get the result, we all want to get the answer, but in the activity page there's so much value, because you can see all the platform Axio is visiting to do market research. And if anything of that is interesting for us, we can click on view details. And this is not the result, this is just where Axio looked. So here, Amazon trends. We see like a product idea, memory foam, pregnancy and full body support pillow. So we started with a neck pillow, and now we have a full body support pillow for pregnant women. But there's a problem. Here's an average review on Amazon. That's 3.5 of 5 stars. So actually that would be a product I wouldn't touch, because I don't want to deal with returns. I want to have happy customers. But what is the problem? Because Axio is showing us the most relevant positive review, great support. So the full body support pillow is working. So what is the problem? Where are the bad reviews coming from? And actually my IKEA neck pillow 2 days ago, I found out that the zipper stopped working, and I thought, okay, I can throw it away, I can buy a new one. Look, negative tags, pillowcase issues, most relevant negative reviews. So we've got a problem because our product works, but the secondary product, the pillowcase, isn't working. Maybe it's just 10 cents more for a better zipper. And here's the result page. And we can see all the product ideas that Axio came up with in text, and at the same time in pictures. And that might be products that don't even exist. These are ideas that you could develop, like a heated bed cover. This is our side sleeper blanket. And I love the image gallery because you can click inside and see your next product line. And remember, our neck pillow had this crazy shape. How do you think is this shape if you see it in an online shop? It's different, right? I guess people will buy it because they want to have a relaxed sleep and they see, oh, this can do it for me. And this is the next thing we can see in the search result. I told you, like, this is for the case if you don't are sure what you want to do as Axio, and here is your strategic brand growth roadmap. Month 1 to 6, product development. Second, market entry. Third, content strategy. You get clear advice how to start your brand, what to do in case you don't know nothing from the bedding niche. This is how you can get inside. But that's not all. Month 7 to 12, month 13 to 18, you get a whole business plan for your new product line. And let's scroll even lower, because now we have our business ideas, our product ideas and our roadmap. But what should we do first? Here are the immediate action steps: market entry preparation, supplier contract, of course, competitive analysis, brand positioning. Like Axio tells you what to do, when to do it, what to prioritize, and comes up with a conclusion. That's why I think the Alibaba.com AI tools are such a game changer for us, for the seller community. And yeah, I hope we learn more of these today. Thank you.
Hello. All right, thank you so much, Marcus. So just to wrap up the session, there's a lot of things already happening on Alibaba.com ecosystem, and this is kind of overall our goal of what's the benefit for you. The first will be efficiency, meaning now there's less manual work, and you can save your energy and time on the more important things. The second is speed. The faster you can do the research, make decisions, and bring stuff to the market, it means that you can then beat your competition and maintain your spot in the market. And the very last one is quality, meaning you can make more informed decisions of what works the best for your product and your brand. So lastly, recommend you to check out the Next Gen Sourcing Center with our activities, and hope you enjoy the rest of your co-create. Thank you so much.